with Bob Pockris. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, Michael, did you think you had a shot to win, or were you pretty much resigned that they were gonna need to crash in front of you again for you to slip through?
No, I thought we had a shot at it, Bob. And honestly, I was pretty close to timing it. I just didn't drag back, Brad back enough when I got to his right rear. He kind of pulled down, which was good. And I was watching the 24 a little bit too much and needed to drag Brad back a little bit more. But we definitely had a shot at it. A really fast Ford Mustang today, and glad Ford Mustang got into victory lane there. And ended a little different than Daytona 500. But Brad and I have always worked really well together. It seems like at the end of these races where we're usually around each other. And, we were able to execute pretty well again on that restart and get a Ford Mustang into victory lane.
And Logano was a little bit frustrated with the package. Obviously he got an airborne. He thinks the spoiler's a little bit too big. They made some adjustments after Newman's accident. Is there anything more that you would like to see done?
But I don't really like to comment on that stuff because I don't know enough about it. I mean, I did see Joey get up in the air, but I think that anything that we can do to keep the cars on the ground is good. But I also feel like we've done a really good job over the years. I mean, when you have these 3,200 pound stock cars at 200 miles an hour and cars pushing, once a car does get sideways, it's hard to keep them on the ground all the time. So, I'm not really sure what the possibilities are. I hadn't seen the crash either. I just saw him kind of take off a little bit. I was driving underneath it. But yeah, I mean, obviously we have the next gen car coming out next year, and so that'll be a whole different package altogether. So I'm not really sure I would know what to do with it.
All right, we're going to take our next question from Jeff Gluck. Go ahead, Jeff.
Michael, were you trying to back up to Byron there to get enough of a run on Keselowski? Is that what was happening coming into the last on the front stretch there?
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to drag back to the 24 just to get a little bit of gap off of Brad, so I could get a run, and I was able to do that. Like I said, I think that I'll have to go back and watch it, but from what I could tell, I just didn't drag Brad back enough when I got to his right rear, and he did a good job of pulling to the left and kind of getting me off of his right rear. So it was close. If the 24 would have stayed up with us, we would have definitely had the momentum. We'd have got Brad. But I understand too, the 24 is trying to win the race. So you just, you're trying to look out the front and the back at the same time and make a good decision. But we were close. We had a fast Ford Mustang. Thankful to be in that position. And that's what it's all about. You just got to be there time and time again, and that's how you win these races. Obviously we didn't win today, but we were close, and that gives us confidence, moving forward and keep learning and keep trying to figure out what you got to do to be perfect.
So I know you haven't seen it, but so essentially you feel like you pulled out at the right time. Like you timed the run, you got it, but when you pulled out, you just didn't get to his quarter panel enough in the right way to drag him backwards. Is that essentially what you feel like?
Yeah, I needed to stay on his right rear longer and tighter, I think, to drag back his momentum. And I'm not sure if I could have got all the way alongside of him with that, because once the 24 broke my plane and he was to my left rear, he was dragging me back too. So, I lost momentum when the 24 got to my left rear. So I would have to see it, and kind of analyze it. But, I just felt like I needed to, maybe stay a little bit tighter on Brad on his right rear there a little longer before trying to pull off of him.
All right, we're going to take our next question from Chris Knight. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Michael, I was just curious of what you can talk about what's been like to work with Clayton Hughes this year and how instrumental he's been as a spotter, especially at these plate races.
Yeah, Clayton's a huge asset, a big part of our success that we're having here at these speedway races and everywhere. Him and I are gelling together really well, and he knows what I need and is able to give me the information so I can make good decisions. And he does a great job. It's been a big step for us this year. And it's so much just chemistry and personality and how it all gels and fit. That relationship's very unique and special. And so, it's taken me a little while to find that, but Clayton and I, do really well together, and we've had some success already. So it's a good package, and I'm thankful to have him.
Thanks, Michael.
All right, we're going to take our next question from Mark Garrow. Go ahead, Mark.
Thank you. Michael, how much satisfaction is there to back up what you did in the 500 with another potential winning performance at Talladega?
Yeah, it means a lot, Mark. And, we had that plan coming into this weekend to make sure that we ran hard, the whole race and try to get stage points and race hard and be up front all the time. And I feel like we did well today. We scored points in all three stages, and we had a shot at winning the race. And that's, an awesome, tribute to the team and everybody that has worked so hard, to grow this Front Row Motorsports program to having cars capable of running as well as we run at these super speedway races. So I do feel, like today was a good follow-up from the Daytona 500. To be better if we were sitting in victory lane right now. But we're proud of the result. We're proud of what we're accomplishing as a race team, and we'll keep building on it and keep moving forward. And that's what it's all about. We keep getting better and better every year. And if we continue to put ourselves in these positions, we'll win more races.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take our next question from Marty Sakala. Go ahead, Marty.
Thanks, Marissa. Michael, congrats on the top 3 run. What is it that, from your opinion, that makes Ford just so good on super speedways like Dega?
I think it's our teamwork. I think when you look at the racetrack, Ford, we talk about one Ford and us all working together as one unit to get ourselves in position. And we've done that time and time again, executing on pit road, staying together, even those restarts there, sticking together so that we could control the end of the race. You can't control all the variables, but, with 12 or 13 of us, we have the opportunity to do that if we execute well. And then, a big part of that too is Doug Yates and Roush Yates Engines. I mean, their super speedway program's incredible. And Doug and his whole team there take a lot of pride in Talladega and Daytona. This is a big deal to them. So that's a big part of our success and Ford's success is, working together as a team, the resources that we have at Ford Performance and Doug Yates at Roush Yates Engines.
And then how much as well is this a confidence booster for the super speedway races in the future? You're going to be in the playoffs. Going to be obviously tough for the round of 12, but how much of that race was a confidence booster for Talladega in the fall, possibly?
Yeah, it is. Talladega, we've had speed here, but we've struggled to get to the finish of these races. So it's nice to get one. I think it's been a year or two since we've had a top 5 here at Talladega. And so it's nice to kick off, the super speedway at Daytona and then here with solid finishes. We got 2 more. And so, yeah, we think that we're in a good spot for these races and feel like we can contend, but you just never know. You just never know in these races. So you just got to take them when you can get them because you're not always going to get them. And, but it's great to have that opportunity.
Thanks, Michael, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take our next question from Jeff Magliochetti. Go ahead.
Thanks, Marissa. Michael, congratulations on another great run. Thank you for joining us. You're a guy who ran this circuit for a long time and finally broke into victory lane this year. Matt DiBenedetto is in the same boat right now, and unfortunately that win hasn't come yet. What's the one piece of advice you could offer to him at this point?
Oh, well, Matt D's a incredibly talented guy, and he's not going to have to wait as long as I did to win a race. I can promise you that. He's up front so much in these races, and not just at the speedways. He's got a great team behind him, so he will get to victory lane. The biggest thing is just not getting down and not getting discouraged and building. You gotta build from the success that he had today. He had a great run and was leading a lot of laps and controlling the lanes, and unfortunately he didn't get the right push at the right time, and we all had our own agendas and momentum, and but he's been doing so well. He will win a race. He's a great guy. He's got a lot of heart and he fights hard. So that's the thing. You got to fight hard. You got to want it and you got to fight hard, and he's got that.
You have tied your career best in top 10 finishes this year with 4, and it took you only 10 races to do that. What can you say about what this year has been so far, and how does that make you feel, basically?
Yeah, it's a dream come true. This is what I've worked so hard to be in a position like this, to run well consistently and to have the opportunity to perform. And I'm so thankful to Bob Jenkins, everybody at Front Row Motorsports for not only allowing me to be a part of their team, but growing and building it. And we've come a long way in 4 years. And I do take a lot of satisfaction in being a part of that process and continuing to add to the stats and the performance for our race team. And the future's bright for us at Front Row, and we want to keep building this momentum and keep getting better and roll that into the next gen car next year and try to, feel like we can close the gap to the bigger teams even one more step. So, like I said, the future's bright and really looking forward to it.
Well, terrific. Congratulations again, Michael. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take our next question from Tucker White. Go ahead, Tucker.
Michael, we saw with the despite all the talk about this being all the dangerous wrecks, especially with Joey Logano, this was a pretty tame race for Talladega. So, really, how was this race any different than what we normally see at Talladega?
Yeah, I didn't see the last couple of wrecks. I was kind of in front of it, so I'm not really sure, the magnitude or what exactly happened. But leading up to that, I agree with you. I felt like it was a pretty tamed race. Everybody was being aggressive and pushing hard, but I was expecting, more cautions and less single file racing. And so, yeah, you just never know how it's going to ebb and flow. And, like I said, I didn't see the last, 2 wrecks there. I'm not sure exactly, what, transpired, but I felt like today was a pretty normal day and pretty normal race as far as Talladega goes. And like I said, you got to understand, I haven't seen those accidents yet. So hopefully I'm not speaking out of line.
All right. Thank you.
All right, and we're actually going to go back to Bob Parker, so I cut him off the follow-up.
Michael, just how big is this considering the points? You got stage points in each of the stages and good points today. I know you said you weren't too worried about there being more winners than spots, but this certainly helps.
I would rather be in victory lane and having 2 wins. I'd really not worry about it. But it is a great day, and we wanted to, score stage points and make sure that we capitalize, on these opportunities that we have at, super speedways and road courses and the races we have coming up, because we need the points. I'm not sure where we're at now in the points, but we were pretty close to that 16th, with a win. So I feel like, we're doing a good job of managing what we can manage. But winning another race would obviously put us in a really good spot. But, having Brad Keselowski check that box is not bad, because, we knew he was going to win a race at some point throughout the year, and obviously really strong in the points. So that's kind of a double win for me on that aspect, because obviously there could be another surprise winner here and some of the other places. So, if I couldn't win, I'm glad Brad was able to, because, we anticipate he'll be able to win a few more before the playoffs start.
All right, and we're going to take one more question from Chase McCabe. Go ahead, Chase.
Michael, you've said over the years, and a lot of other drivers have brought this up, how strong you are in your faith. How much has that kind of gotten you through your career? And then with what all has happened this year, just leaning on your faith and your relationship with the Lord.
Yeah, thanks. The trials and tribulations where God shapes you and molds you and checks to see if you're, really got the stuff. And so that was a lot of years of grinding it out. And, I'm thankful for that. I wouldn't change that for anything. And, this year having success and running well, it just makes me thankful. It makes me thankful for the journey and the opportunity I have. I don't take it for granted. And I know that I'm in a great, position and have a great opportunity. But, the other thing too is winning the race and having success hasn't changed me at all. And I'm thankful for that. And I say that humbly, because I felt enough even without the win, because of my faith and because what God's done for me. So with the win, it's not like all of a sudden I feel like I arrived or made it. I felt pretty good about, who I was as a man and my relationship with the Lord prior to these, wins and running good.
Awesome. Well, Michael, that's all the time we've got with you. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on a great run, and we'll see you at Kansas.
Thank you. Appreciate it.